Do you want to be where the people are? Do you want to see them dancing? What is a fire, and why does it, what's the word? Burn! Well, you might have syphilis. Anyhow, Chloe Grace Moretz, who you might know as Hit Girl from Kick-Ass, she's going to be in a live-action remake of the movie, of the story, not the movie Little Mermaid, but the story Little Mermaid by Hans Christian Andersen. Why do I say that? Because Universal, not Disney, is making a live-action version starring Chloe as the eponymous Little Mermaid. And Richard Curtis, who directed Love Actually, is going to be directing this one. There's not a lot of details coming out, but when you hear about it, what's your reaction? Thoughts, 5 words or less?
All right, I'm going to channel my inner Scottish, right? So Disney work without Disney.
But who's going to play Sebastian?
Not a Little Mermaid without crabs. You know what I mean? To go on the sexually transmitted disease element from earlier.
I think you played on it.
Good.
Wanted to keep it clean.
That's the tone I wanted for the Little Mermaid discussion. Just STDs off the gate.
Do we need one of these?
I think we do. I think there's a lot of excitement about it. You know, there's been the whole Beauty and the Beast live-action remake with Emma Watson at the lead. I really like Chloe Grace Moretz. I think we know very little, but signs point to good thus far. I'll just be interested to see how they handle the sea life, because that could be either terrifying or wonderful.
In the 90s, everything was nice and happy, and they did animated versions of the classic story. And now there are these darker more
Snow
in
White
line
and the
with like
Huntsman.
in the Grimm fairy tales. Like, this is a Hans Christian Andersen thing, but in the Grimm fairy tales, like the stepsisters had their feet sawed off so that they could fit into the shoe. Like, that's part of the story. Are you all right? Are you?
That is just so gross of an image. Just.
But that was the thing. Kids like, you know, the way kids like to be scared.
Yeah.
That was how they were. And now they're getting back to that weird element of like, or at least retelling in a way that we're not used to. So that when the parents are deciding to take their kids to a movie, it's like a new, fresh thing.
Yeah, and that's why you're seeing these remakes of The Jungle Book coming out, right? And that's why I wanted to state about my first point in the 5 works, is like, I don't know how well it will play without Disney being the forefront of it. So if Disney are not fully involved in it, how well would they be able to capture all the magic whilst taking a positive turn? Because when you look at Marvel, like I don't think they've fully found their voice until they created MCU, like Marvel Cinematic Universe, to create their stories, their comics, on how they want it to be portrayed. I think that with Disney not being fully involved in this, I'm not sure how confident I am in what I am to see the Jungle Book, which is going to be coming out next year. So I do appreciate turning it into a more modern style so that people want to go and see it. I mean, The Jungle Book came out in 1967.
Part of what we loved about the original Disney movies was that they were these cartoons, so they could create this fantasy. Your imagination can run a little bit because you're not bound to what we do in live action.
Right. Yeah.
And now taking that away, I just hope that they don't lose sort of the magic and the fantastic element, the wonderment that we got from The Little Mermaid, where you can imagine these fish, dancing and whatever. But also look at the success of Cinderella. So this is a trend that is clearly paying off, and that's why eventually we're going to see Aladdin, I'm sure. And they're just going to start going down the line. And
Right. What movies do we think need to get made that are from the stories in the past?
I'm excited to see Beauty and the Beast, just
I'm
because
really
I'm a
excited
huge
for
Emma
Beauty and
Watson
the Beast.
fan.
Yeah,
but
me too.
Yeah.
how did it take that spin on it? How did it put it in a societal context from nowadays? How do we see that?
I think she's just so perfect for the role, too. And I think that Chloe Grace Moretz could also be very good for this role, too. I want to see who they cast as Ursula, though.
Ursula. That's
One of the greatest villains of all time.
The question is Ursula even in the Hans Christian Andersen movie?
If they make a Little Mermaid without Ursula, I will flip up this I will just leave.
I want to see the backstory. Like, I don't want Triton to be the Little Mermaid's mom. I want it to be like
Triton was
the
definitely
dad.
her dad.
I don't want for maybe the mom, but I don't want Triton to be the dad. I want it to be like a guy and a whale. Like a guy's the dad and a whale's the mom.
All right, well, let's make sure you never are in that writer's room to make these.
I don't even want to think about it. I don't know what to think about it.
What do you guys think about this upcoming film, and which old-timey stories do you want to see retold in live action? Give us your thoughts in the comment section below. If you don't subscribe, I will find your pets and hold them ransom. We'll see you next time on Pop Culture.